We have got to talk about New World, guys, because this is a game that's making a serious comeback, and comebacks are generally something we don't really see in our genre. Before we do, though, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm getting super close to 200k subs. A huge goal of mine. Also follow me on Twitch. I'm streaming almost every single day. Here's the situation. From a numbers perspective, not only are there over 1,000 players regularly in queue now, but this game also went from 8,500 peak concurrent on Steam in April to nearly 20,000 this past weekend, increasing in player numbers every month since June. And this is with 0 major updates and a free expansion still ahead. Oh, and by the way, that doesn't include console numbers, so realistically that 20k number is probably closer to around 30k. The last time New World's expansion dropped, we saw the player count go from 5,000 2 months prior to 61,000, and that was a paid expansion. Not only are the numbers up, but even the recent reviews on Steam are now mostly positive. Content creators giving positive reviews on the game, myself included. The overall consensus with this game right now is just very positive. But why? What happened? What is happening? I dove into New World recently, put in around 120 hours or so from the time of this video, and interacted with as many people from the community, including streamers, as I possibly could, mainly via Twitch and Discord. I did this because when I originally started New World, there were so many conflicting opinions about the game, so I decided to try it out and educate myself on the actual state of the game. Here's what I gathered. It all started 4 months ago when Scott Lane, New World's game director, left the project and the reins were handed off to Katie Kaczynski. Since taking over, the game has improved significantly, and everyone from the New World community seems to blame Scott Lane for the failure prior to Katie taking over. Anywhere from poor game design to someone's dog dying, it all apparently leads back to Scott Lane. Now, I'm sure the game made some improvements under Mr. Lane, but the New World community really doesn't seem to want to give him any form of credit. But it's hard to argue against that position, considering since Katie has taken over, the game has literally increased its player base every single month, with the entire community praising what seems to be every move she makes. As someone who has only played under the Katie era, I cannot tell you how shit the game was under the Scott Lane era. But the version I played, at least, it was a pretty solid game, missing just one thing. The same thing that just about every active New World vet will also tell you. It's missing a solid endgame. And the very thing this expansion, Nighthaven, Queen Katie's first expansion, looks to address is this very issue. A brand new zone, new level cap, new PvE content, new PvP content, gearing system revamps, progression system revamps. On paper, this is quite literally everything the New World community has been calling for. It's understandable why everyone's so excited. Now, this has been announced for a little while, and while on paper it sounds pretty good, there is a difference between trying to address something versus actually being able to address it successfully. It's great news that AGS is looking to make changes to the very thing that's holding New World back, but that doesn't mean they'll be able to deliver. However, a few days ago, AGS dropped an 1.5-hour long video diving into the details of the expansion, and this just added more fuel to the copium because it looked pretty damn good. So let me tell you what I'm specifically looking forward to in Nighthaven. First, the Catacombs. This is a 1 to 3 man procedural dungeon with roguelike elements to it, obviously minus the permadeath. New World's current PvE content isn't bad, but it's not flagship pinnacle material that can compete with the other top dogs. New World needs better PvE content, and the Catacombs look to be a solid step in the right direction. When it comes to the Catacombs, I love the fact that it's 1 to 3 players. It makes it way more accessible and the experience more intimate. The first few bosses are going to be relatively easy, but then it will ramp in difficulty, becoming more challenging the deeper you go, giving more incentive to the more cutting-edge players. Risk versus reward. The deeper you go, the greater the risk, the greater the rewards. You'll have to decide as a group when you want to extract or risk the shit you got. The dungeons are dynamically generated each time, giving you a different experience, and other roguelike elements, such as power-ups from shrines, also come into play. With all that said, I could see this game mode being really fun if done well. But at the same time, a lot of roguelike game modes, when implemented in an MMO, end up being boring or getting a bit stale after a week or two. Hopefully the replayability is there. Content-wise, this, along with the new raids, is for sure what I'm looking forward to the most. I've done the more popular endgame raid, which is called the Hive of the Gorgons, and it wasn't bad, but the game needs more in this department. I haven't done the other Sandworm raid yet, but I have heard it's okay. New World needs more raids, and we're getting another one with this expansion. Hopefully, they can deliver an even better raid. They're also, by the way, introducing new chase items. Rare mounts with a 0.5% drop rate are a part of the new raid's loot table, giving some longer term incentive. This is another thing I really like to see. Oh, and also, they're removing the weekly caps to raids. Now you can run them however many times you want. While on the topic of dungeons and raids, New World does have challenging endgame dungeons called M3s. The only problem is that there isn't much incentive to do them, making them a waste of time for most. This too has been addressed and redesigned to exclusively drop 4-socket gear. You don't need to know exactly what a 4-socket is if you've never played. Just know they drop some of the highest tier endgame gear that most people will want. Speaking of gear, that's the other thing that I'm personally looking forward to a lot. They're adding new set bonus gear that drops exclusively from raids, catacombs, and PvP tracks. We're also reworking the socket system, so now you have the ability to handpick your own traits, or perks as they call them in New World, giving you even more build control. And every item, by the way, currently at 700 gear score, which even for brand new players you can easily obtain week 1, can be upgraded to the new maximum of 800, giving value to all current endgame items on top of all the new stuff that's coming in, which includes current artifact gear reworks. Also, attributes are no longer tied to your gear. I'm gonna stop now because there's a lot and it would just go on for too long. There's certainly enough to merit the excitement. Anyways, New World is definitely one of the top MMOs on my personal recommended list. If you are interested in playing for the first time or returning, we will have a guild running, mainly consisting of new and returning players, so feel free to join us. Discord info can be found in the description below, or you can just catch me on Twitch to also join. As mentioned before, the hype and copium levels right now are through the roof, to the point where expectations may very well exceed what they can actually deliver to us. Hopefully, they can deliver and match those expectations. Let's be real here. We've all had our fair share of things that looked great on paper, but just didn't really match up to our expectations. Let me know what you guys think about New World and the Nighthaven update in the comments section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.